Shalom, shalom, everybody. That was a super throwback right there. That was the first song that I ever recorded once I came into the truth. It was a remix of the song by Kid Cudi, Day and Night, but that was my version of it. You can find it on right here on this profile. If you scroll all the way down, it's the first video on this profile, and it's from 2009. So if you want to hear a little blast from the past, go ahead on there and check it out. Shalom. Once again, glad to be here before y'all this week. This week came to a quick end. So, Shabbat once again. It's about to be, it's getting dark. So, yeah, the sun about to be down. So, yeah. But, by the time this uploads, it'll probably be like way later in the day or in the night. But, we doing it right here, right now. And what I want to talk about this week is one of my favorite Psalms. It's Psalm 15. And by the way, before we go any further, I'd like to give a shout out to my brother, the 713 Hebrew, 713 Hebrew, and his company, Black Jew. I told y'all I was going to get me some more Hebrew stuff to wear when I come before y'all. And all praise to the Most High. Last week y'all saw I had the shirt from my sister, about approved by the Most High. And then I got this, came in a couple days ago. So I said, let me go ahead and rock this for me to come in here and talk to my people today. Probably put it back on and do something for them real soon too. But I wanted to go ahead. I couldn't resist. My good friend of mine, somebody real close to me, called it being a new coon. Like when you get something new, you can't wait to put it on and show it off for real. So guess I'm new coon in the day, because this is just too nice for me not to go ahead and throw on, man. I couldn't resist. Shout out to my brother once again. Appreciate you, man. Shalom. Without further ado, let's get into it. Psalm 15. Yahuwah, O Lord, who shall abide in thy tabernacle? Who shall dwell in thy holy hill? He that walketh uprightly and worketh righteousness and speaketh the truth in his heart. He that backbiteth not with his tongue, nor doeth evil to his neighbor, nor taketh up a reproach against his neighbor, in whose eyes a vile person is contemned, but he honoreth them that fear Yahuwah. He honors those that fear the Lord. He that sweareth to his own hurt and changeth not. He that putteth not his money to usury or usury. I'm not sure how to pronounce that word. Should have looked it up. Nor taketh reward against the innocent. He that doeth these things shall never be moved. Now, y'all know how we do it around here. So we're going to go to the Amplified Bible. And the way that they call it is, the title they give it is Description of a Citizen of Zion. O Yahuwah, who may lodge as a guest in your tent, who may dwell continually in your holy hill. He who walks with integrity and strength of character and works righteousness, and speaks and holds truth in his heart. He does not slander with his tongue, nor does evil to his neighbor, nor takes up a reproach against his friend. In his eyes an evil person is despised, but he honors those that fear Yahuwah, and obediently worship him with awe-inspired reverence and submissive wonder. He keeps his word even to his own disadvantage, and does not change it for his own benefit. He doesn't put out his money at interest to a fellow Israelite, and does not take a bribe against the innocent. He who does these things will never be shaken. Good News Translation, just for that verse 5. They make loans without charging interest and cannot be bribed to testify against the innocent. He who does these things will always be secure. And that led me to Psalm 139, chapters 21 and 22. Because it said, in whose eyes a vile person is contemned or hated. And people will sit there and tell you, oh, you're not supposed to hate anybody. You're supposed to love everybody. Love, 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 love. And they don't even know what love means in the Bible. According to the Bible, love is the keeping of the commandments to somebody. So if you tell somebody I love you, when I tell somebody I love you, I'm telling them by the Bible standards. I'm telling you, I'm not going to covet your wife. I'm not going to try to murder you. I'm not going to speak slander against you, which slander is speaking untrue things about somebody. So when I tell you I love you, that's basically what I'm telling you. I'm not going to do those things to you. Because that's what I mean by I love you. Not, I feel a fuzzy feeling towards you. There's different types of love, but that's the type of love I'm into. Some people make you feel the fuzzy way, but more than most part, I tell you I love you. That's what I'm telling you. I'm not going to do none of them things to you to the best of my ability. Now let's get into it. Psalm 139, chapters 20, verses 21 and 22. Do not I hate them, O Yahuwah, that hate thee? And am I not grieved with those that rise up against thee? I hate them with perfect hatred. I count them my enemies. Do that sound like love, everybody? Don't sound like it to me. New Living Translation. O Yahuwah, shouldn't I hate those who hate you? Shouldn't I despise those who oppose you? Yes, I hate them with total hatred, for your enemies are my enemies. God's Word Translation. Shouldn't I hate those who hate you, O Yahuwah? Shouldn't I be disgusted with those who attack you? I hate them with all my heart. They have become my enemies. I'm just reading. I ain't telling nobody to do nothing, no feel no kind of way. I'm just reading. These words of King David, a man after the Most High's own heart. David in the Bible was a man after God's own heart. That's the widest. Please don't be upset with me, Mr. Marvin, for messing up your song a little bit, because I wasn't singing it the way that I should have been singing it. But yeah, I just love that line. It just jumped out right there. This is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 20 and 21. And this lines up with the other verse. So let me go back to the verse so you can see the connection of where I'm coming from. This is, he putteth not his money to usury or usury, nor taketh reward against the innocent. He that doeth these things shall never be moved. And a verse that made me think of is Ecclesiasticus 20 and 21. There is that is hindered from sinning through want, and when he talketh, lest he be, his rest shall not. Excuse me, y'all. Ecclesiasticus 20 and 21. There is that is hindered from sinning through want, and when he taketh rest, he shall not be troubled. My little handwriting be a bit much sometimes when I get excited, and I was trying to read it, and as y'all can see, some people in school used to say chicken scratch. This is the Common English Bible. Some are prevented from sinning because of poverty, and their conscience won't be pained when they rest. This is the Good News Translation. If a person is too poor to afford sin, he can rest without a guilty conscience. And I could relate to that because, I've never been rich, but there was times where I had a couple dollars to spare. And during those times, I did things that I probably didn't even want to do or wouldn't have normally did, but just because I had them little couple extra dollars, I figured, why not? You see what I'm saying? It's like when you don't have it to give or you don't have it to spare, sometimes basically we're saying you keep yourself out of trouble because you don't have extra money. Like, you looking at it as a bad thing, but sometimes the fact that you ain't have extra money be the reason why you stayed in the house, and then something crazy could happen that night. But because you couldn't afford to go out, you stayed in the house and you avoided that trouble. See what I'm saying? So sometimes, not always a bad thing to not have money. Sometimes it is. There's times where as though having a couple dollars can help you out, and plenty of times where having a couple dollars would benefit you. But there are also times where not having it can sometimes even save your life. So just wanted to touch on that real quick. This is Ecclesiasticus, once again, chapter 13, verse 24. Just so it don't sound like I'm hating on having money or people that have money. Let's see what it say. We read this before, but it fits. So let's read it again. Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 13:24. Riches are good unto him that have no sin, and poverty is evil in the mouth of the ungodly. Common English Bible. Wealth is good as long as it is free of sin. See, wealth is good as long as it's free of sin. The ungodly speak of poverty as an evil in and of itself. Good News Translation. There is nothing wrong with being rich if you haven't sinned to get that way. But there is nothing sinful about being poor either. Only the ungodly think so. So, if you're not ungodly, you shouldn't think that. This is Proverbs 37-9. Two things have I required of thee. Deny me them not before I die. Remove from me far from vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me, lest I be full and deny thee and say, who is Jehovah? Who is the Lord? Or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of my mighty one, my God, in vain. Amplified Bible. Two things I have asked of you. Do not deny them to me before I die. Keep deception and lies far from me, please, Abba. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with the food that is my portion, so that I will not be full and deny you and say, who is the Most High? Or that I will not be poor and steal and so profane the name of my mighty one. And just to be clear, profane is an adjective characterized by irreverence or contempt for Elohim or sacred principles or things religious. That's from dictionary.com. What does profane mean in the Bible? To treat something sacred with abuse, irreverence, or contempt. Desecrate. To debase by wrong, unworthy, or vulgar use. So saying, let's see, steal and bring shame to the name of the Heavenly Father. If you do something just being desperate for money, or do something so you can eat, and whatever that thing you might do might bring shame to the Heavenly Father. So it's like he don't want to be too rich that he get above himself and he forget the Most High, and he don't want to be too poor to where he'll do something that's just like embarrassing the Most High. See what I'm saying? He just want to be kept balanced. He feed me with food convenient for me. He want just enough. Give us this day our daily bread, as the Father's prayer goes in the New Testament. But the verse that stick out to me the most is 5. It said he does not put out his money to interest. Oh, wait a minute, that's not the one. It is number 4. In his eyes, a evil person is despised, but he honors those that fear Yahuwah and obediently worship him with awe-inspired reverence and submissive wonder. He keeps his word even to his own disadvantage. So it's like, if you say you're going to do something for the Most High, he's like, you're supposed to keep your word no matter what anybody thinks about it, no matter if somebody tell you they got $1 million for you. If you do what it is that you promised the Most High that you're not going to do. And it's like most people would be like, oh boy, you better take the $1 million. Oh boy, you crazy. Like, boy, you better go ahead and get that money, X, Y, and Z. But it's like the Most High is always watching. His eyes are everywhere. So it's like, if you do that and you let him down, that's, like way more important than letting people down. And it's also another verse in the book of Ecclesiastes. And I'm about to read it to y'all real quick, if you bear with me for 1 second. It's Ecclesiastes 5:5. Right back to making those promises. Ecclesiastes 5:5. When this loads up, please feel free at any time. Better is it that thou shouldest not vow than that thou shouldest vow and not pay. That is verse 5, Ecclesiastes verse 5, chapter 5 and verse 5 and 5. It says, start at 4. When thou vowest a vow unto the Most High, defer not to pay it, for he hath no pleasure in fools. Pay that which thou hast vowed. Better is it that thou shouldest not vow than thou shouldest vow and not pay. Suffer not thy mouth to cause thy flesh to sin. Neither say thou before the angel that it was an error. Wherefore Elohim should be angry at thy voice and destroy the work of thy hands. For in the multitudes of dreams and many words there are also diverse fantasies. But fear thou the Most High. Now let's see if we can get it out of another translation, just so we are all clear and we all on the same page. This is the New Living Translation. Ecclesiastes chapter 5. We're going to start at verse 4. When you make a promise to Elohim, the Most High, don't delay in following through. For Elohim takes no pleasure in fools. Keep all the promises you make to him. It is better to say nothing than to make a promise and not keep it. Don't let your mouth make you sin, and don't defend yourself by telling the temple messenger that the promise you made was a mistake. That would make the Most High angry, and he might wipe out everything you have achieved. Verse 7. Talk is cheap, like daydreams and other useless activities. Fear the Most High instead. And basically, when you make him a promise, keep that promise no matter what other people got to say about it, no matter what opportunities it might present to you to break that promise, because nobody's more important here than the Most High. He's the author and the finisher of everything. So it's way more important to keep him happy than to keep any human being happy. And it's way more fearful and dreadful to make him angry than to make any human being angry. Like I said, fear those who kill the body. Wait a minute, I'm gonna read that one to you, and after I read that one to you, now I was going to say class is dismissed, but I keep on saying this is not a class. This is just a place there, a guy who loves the Bible and loves the Most High and loves to talk about it. So I'm not no teacher, but we gonna get this one verse, and then after that, that's gonna be the end of this installment. Here we come, coming right up, y'all. This is Matthew in the New Testament. This is Matthew chapter 10, verse 28. And it goes like this. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear them which are able to destroy both soul and body in hell. And let's get this from the Amplified Bible. Do not be afraid of those who kill the body but cannot kill the soul, but rather be afraid of him who can destroy both soul and body in hell. That's who we should be afraid of. Let's get it from one more place. God word translation. Don't be afraid of those who kill the body but cannot kill the soul. Instead, fear the one who can destroy both body and soul in hell. It's basically the same in all translations. So it's basically, that's just what it is. And with that being said, much love to each and every one of y'all. And what is love? The keeping of the commandments. So that means y'all meet me or know me, y'all know I would never covet your wife. I'd never try to slander you. I'd never try to hurt you in any way or anything like that. And that's love right there. So much love to each one of y'all. Please pray my strength, and I'll continue to pray each one of y'all's strength. And feel free to holler at me in the comments. Shalom.